Hello there, my name is Rick.
Ciao, my name's Millie.
And this is episode 23.
23.
Of season 3.
Of
Yonks Ago! Well, that almost had like a harmony to it. I mean,
really?
Not musically or literally or in any actual way, but, you know, in my mind, it felt harmonic. I'll allow it. This is Yonks Ago, coming into your ears. Now what are yonks? They're kinda like years. Just a father and a daughter who want to know all about some people from Yonks Ago. Interesting people who did interesting stuff, but about whom we don't know enough. So we're gonna dig deep and find it all out. Yonky doodlers know what we're all about. Yonks Ago, hey, ho, hey, Yonks Ago, hey, ho, hey, surely. All right, here we are. Whew, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. How long since?
I don't know. It's probably only been a couple of weeks. Maybe
Yeah.
Maybe it's stretched to 3 weeks. I don't know. Time is
Whatever.
very hard to keep track of when you're in and out of lockdowns.
Yeah.
And you know, then school holidays appear out of nowhere. It's just hard to know where we are or who we are or what's happening at any given moment.
Fair.
So look, apologies, Yonky Doodlers, for the sporadic nature. But I think we can all agree we're going to get our jar free card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree.
Yeah. So if you're thinking of sending the podcast police around to us, call them off.
Yeah.
We've got an exemption.
Yeah.
Millie's in year 12. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Listen.
She's got a lot of things going on. She's trying to just tick that box.
Exactly.
The VCE checkbox. Tick it. And that takes a lot of work. It's one box.
Yeah.
But you've got to really, I mean, look, it involves a lot of, you know, contemplation, self-reflection, you know, making sure your head's on right with a lot of self-care. I mean, look, we all go through what we go through to get things checked. And then you got to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And then they're like...
That's a lot of work for me.
I know. She's got to come to the kitchen. Yeah. She's got to sit in the kitchen. She's got to put up with me.
Jeez.
You know, my very vague grasp of what is and is not a harmony, she's got to deal with that. Right?
Yeah, the same note, a harmony.
Yeah. I mean, but we've got different qualities to our voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same note, but different take on that note.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And to me,
yeah.
that's harmonic.
What a beautiful harmony.
Yeah. Him with his sort of stupid man voice, her with a naive year 12 voice.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
We've all got a different take on that one Yonks Ago note. And to me, that's a choir.
Yeah.
That's an acquired taste. So, look, this is all excuses that I'm giving you about why it's been a while.
I think pretty valid excuses.
Yeah. But again, we have to remind ourselves, this is a podcast. For all we know, it's 20 years from now, and someone's just binge listening.
Yeah, they're like...
They're going, I stopped the last episode, I pressed play on this one. If you'd never mentioned it, I would never have known. Yeah. So be professional.
Unless if they like check the dates.
Yeah, I could fudge the dates. Mate, I can control the dates, Millie.
Yeah.
I can rewrite history.
But if it's on Spotify, it says like released on this day. No. Unless you do some like coding or something.
Yeah, dates redacted. Yeah. You want to know the dates? You got to earn that. Yeah. You got to earn the dates. So look, if you're listening to it in the present, apologies. If you're in the future, ignore this whole bit.
Yeah.
Episode 23. Now look, we're pretty confident it's Prime.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but I'm not like 100%. You know, it's one of those ones where I'm like...
It's because like 23, it's like... It feels like it'd be...
It's a marquee number.
It's a nice... like it's a like, even sounding number.
Yeah. And it's got that... It's a big ticket number in terms of the world. Like... Yeah. Your marquee sports players get the number 23. Facts. I'm sure there's some sort of Illuminati reason why 23. So. It's definitely some sort of secret
it's also my
people
birthday,
code.
So like... With my synesthesia, it's like very prominent. Like it's big.
It feels important to you because of your birthday. And then society reinforces that importance.
It's feel just like 23 is everyone likes it.
Yeah, hey, if you're out there hating on 23, take a good long hug. Go stand in the mirror, stare at yourself, and try to understand where you're coming from. stand in front of the mirror.
You said stand in the mirror.
Yeah, well, if you're in front of a mirror, there's a you in the mirror.
Well,
Which one's real? Hey? This is a philosophical question that only you can answer in front of the mirror or in the mirror.
it's a reflection, Dad.
Yeah, but who's reflecting who?
Your mum.
I mean, it was only a matter of time before your use of your mum came into the podcast. Maybe that's why we were holding off, just trying to get you over your mum phase. Try not to taint the podcast.
Nah, it's not a phase, Dad.
It's a lifestyle. All right, so all apologies aside, back to the potty. All systems go. Because Donny Bradman's on the precipice. He's on the...
Were you going to say like the pedestal and the precipice?
Yes, he's on the pedestus. He's on the pedestus. He's put himself on a pedestal while he's standing on the precipice.
Yeah.
He's on the pedestus.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Because he's been selected to play against England.
Oh, facts.
But not for Australia. He's just for New South Wales.
Just, cheeky practice match.
Yes, just, the might of the MCC flexing their rusty muscles. They've been doing they've played a few states. Now they're facing up against New South Wales, and
they're trash.
I mean, New South Wales, you would think would give them a run for their money, but they made it to 7 for 700 and something when they went out to bat. They made a cheeky 700 runs over a few days.
Cheeky.
And the only notable thing really from our end was that Donny Bradman bowled pretty well, took a vital wicket, and fielded with aplomb.
Oh yeah,
got a run out, and he's made some of those English players take note.
Bit nervous.
Yeah, they're like, remember his name.
Yeah,
because he's got some pluck.
Never try to run when he's out in the field.
Nah, stay still. Yeah. That's a sweet no from me.
Yeah, no run.
Waiting. But he's not there for his bowling and his fielding. He could bowl and field as well as he likes.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't think that's going to carry him unless he starts bowling really well.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
No, we'll see. So New South Wales come into bat. It's an hour before stumps on, I think it must be day 3.
Okay.
Or day 2. It's one of those days, middle day. It's a midday, just before stumps.
Yeah.
New South Wales come out to bat. Archie Jackson.
Sheesh.
And Morgan.
Do you think he's sick at the moment?
He's always sick.
Yeah. Ever since the boils, he wasn't quite right.
So he's out there. He uses his crutches as a bat.
Yeah.
And Morgan is out there.
Who's Morgan?
First name Moore, last name Gan.
Yeah. Facts.
They're both out.
No.
With the score on 7.
That's not great. 7's a good number, but
Archie Jackson only made 4 runs.
Oh.
Yonky Doodlers. I mean,
he's sickly. He's poorly.
Crutches for bat.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Tate bowled Jackson before the young dasher had a chance to get into his stride, which was a blow. He had failed the crucial test at the top of the innings, which was, a little unfair to judge an opening batsman. It's a tough place to come in.
Yeah.
But look, he's not even, he doesn't even see himself as an opening batsman, Archie Jackson. You know what I mean?
No.
They're thinking of him going in at like number 6 or something like that. If he ever gets picked for Australia, he's not going in in as an opener.
Oh, I get it.
Because your man Ponsford and Woodfull, they're opening for Australia all day.
Exactly.
So
he's not used to it.
So why are they even judging him on how he opens the innings? Come on, selectors. And then look, Bradman doesn't come in until the score it's something for something is how cricket works. I'm hoping I can find it without having to stop the podcast, but I don't like my chances.
I can guess.
Yeah.
What do you know when he comes in at?
He comes in at 3 for. I found it. If you can guess,
3 for. Well, I don't know because you were like, is it big? Is it 3 digits?
Nah.
Oh, not even
2 digits.
Okay. 3 for 69.
3 for 38.
I was close.
Yeah. And he's in there with it's the Kipper. He's in there with the Axeman.
Legend.
And look, Bradman comes out to bat and he asks the umpire to mark out middle and leg right? You know when they ask where they mark on the ground?
Yeah.
And normally they get like middle or middle and off.
Yeah.
To mark the
Wait,
ground.
why are they asking the umpire to do it?
The umpire is the one who tells them where to mark because the umpire can see the stumps.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, when the batsman comes out, he stands around the stumps, he goes, and he tells the umpire what he wants. Middle and off, middle and leg. And normally middle, where's middle or where's my off stump? You want to know where your off stump is.
Which one's
the
off?
famous thing in cricket.
Is off the one where you're not facing?
Yeah, it's the one you're facing. So the leg stump's behind you sort of thing.
Yeah, so
anyway.
it's leg side is the side that your legs are on.
Yes, that's right. And the offside is the other side.
Got it.
And so he's come in and asked for middle and leg, which raised a few eyebrows in the field because it means you're exposing your wicket a little bit more to offer encouragement to the paceman to try to hit that
Why
off stump.
can't you get both leg and off?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's
yeah, okay.
It's
like
where you mark tends to dictate where you stand when you face up. So that's where you bang your bat. You know what I mean? Like you mark where you want to sort of be standing.
Got it.
In relation to your stumps.
Yeah.
So if you mark middle and leg, you're going to be exposing your off stump a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And if the pace bowler can see the off stump, that's like a red rag to a bull.
Okay.
They're like, I can see that stump. See stump, hit stump.
Yeah.
Oh, he's showing me a stump. Oh. Because normally you sort of cover everything up, you know. You can protect the stump. So Bradman's been a little bit...
What's he doing? What's the strat?
Oh, he's like, oh. So everyone's like, what's going on here? This young buck is a little bit cheeky. And so Harold Larwood, who we like, your working class bowler.
Yeah.
Not your Dougie.
Oh, yeah,
not
true,
your Douglas Jardine, the batsman. We're talking Harold Larwood, who we're quite fond of.
Yeah.
He's just your battler, your little English battler.
Yeah.
But he's come in. He can see the off stump, so he's excited.
For a golden duck.
But he's a bit wayward. He gets too excited. He's uncharacteristically wayward. And at the end of the hour, Bradman's on 6 not out and the Kipper's on 22 not out.
Oh, shit.
And that's the end of the day. So they go into the third morning. So that was the end of day 2.
Yeah.
And they are moving. They start batting at a crowd-thrilling pace is how it's described. The crowd is thrilled.
That's good.
The ball is zipping around. And then Kipper goes out for 64. 3 for 128 now.
That's not bad.
And Callaway joins Bradman for a stand of 68.
Cal away?
Yeah, Cal. I think that's short for Kelly. Kelly away!
Oh, yeah. Ned Kelly?
Yeah, Ned Kelly.
I didn't know he played cricket.
Oh, you tell me Ned Kelly couldn't play cricket if he wanted to play cricket?
You're right.
This guy. So Ned Kelly joins Bradman for a stand of 63. And just when Bradman looks set for his first 100 against the might of the MCC, he was bowled by an unplayable ball, as he describes it. He said it was unplayable. By the bowler was Titch Freeman. Titch. And he's out for 87. 87.
Oh, no. Isn't that like the unlucky number?
That is correct, Millie. 87 is quite famously the unlucky number for the Australian cricket team.
Is that a prime number?
I'd have to do my research. But I'm going to say, yep. I can't think off the top of my head. What could it be? What? Come on.
I don't know.
Come on. You think of a number. Actually, you
19.
can divide it by 3. I reckon you can divide it by 3.
Okay.
Because 3 goes into 60 and 3 also goes into 27. So I'm thinking 20. I'm thinking that means somehow, some way, 3 can go into 87. I'm not willing to do any more maths than that. But I feel that's enough evidence to say that 87 is divisible by 3.
Okay.
Change my mind.
I can't.
You won't. And they hang on so Bradman goes out for 87. And then
29 times 3 is 87.
Well, I mean, I did the maths pretty much. You know, I did very simple. I just didn't join the dots.
Yeah. I would never have guessed that.
Callaway hung on and made 93 not out. Oh, Ned Kelly. Just short of 100. New South Wales.
I guess he's being chased by...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think he didn't go out, not because the innings finished, it's because the police showed up and he had to make a runner. That was his famous prank where he pretended to be a New South Wales cricketer. And robbed a bank, went and scored 93 not out, and then fled into the bush.
In the ute, of course.
Classic prank. And then, so New South Wales struggled to 349. And
struggled.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a good score, but considering the other team
funny.
made 700 and something,
Yeah.
it's not great.
No.
And so with only another day to go, only because it's a 4-day match.
Was it just one innings?
No, because England enforced the follow-on. They're like, you hardly scored any runs. We made 700. You made 300. With only a day to go, we can't be bothered batting again. You have another bat.
I see.
We'll give our bowlers a bit more of a run.
Yeah.
Because you hardly troubled them. So New South Wales came out again. A thankful Archie Jackson. Thank goodness I get another crack.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's time. I'm going to use my other crutch as a bat. This crutch didn't work, but I've got 2 crutches. So out he comes. But he was run out for 40.
Oh, Archie Jackson.
Don't go for cheeky runs, Archie. You're on crutches. Always say no run.
No run.
4s and 6s for you, Archie
I think
Jackson.
The other guy said, yes, run.
Yes, run.
And he was like, no, I can't run.
Because apparently he hesitated on an easy single. Yeah, it was easy for the other guy.
Yeah.
Not for Archie Jackson. So he was basically sold up the river by, I'm going to guess it was Morgan.
Yeah, classic.
He was disappointed.
Always want some more.
Yes. Yeah. I want more runs. So he was a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
But those 40 runs at least had given the selectors a little bit of something to go on.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like getting bowled for 4. So that's good. The selector's like, we saw him bat for a bit.
Yeah.
We've made some notes.
Yeah.
We go, bats better with the left crutch. Make sure he only uses left crutch from now on in. And then at 3 for 115, soon after lunch, Bradman once again joined the Kipper.
Yeah. Dream team.
Wouldn't you be excited if you're in the time when Bradman was batting with the Kipper and you could just rock up to the cricket and you go, do you reckon Bradman's going to get the bat with the Kipper? Yeah. He always bats with the Kipper. Yeah. Kipper refuses to go out until he's had a bat with Bradman.
Yeah.
He's like, he doesn't play a shot. He's just like, block, leave. He's like, why isn't Kipper batting? He goes, he doesn't want to go out till Bradman's here. People come to the ground
exactly
to see the Axeman bat with the Bradman. Now the partnership begins watchfully against Larwood. They're watching. They're watching everything. Eyes wide open.
Yeah.
That's how when Bradman walks out, the Kipper goes, you know how we're going to bat today? Eyes wide open.
You wouldn't bat with the eyes closed, would you?
I think Bradman sometimes does.
Oh, okay.
He's young. He's plucky.
Oh, yeah.
He's adventurous. He likes to challenge himself. I wonder how I'll go with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
But Kipper's like, not today. Both eyes open.
Okay.
Not even the right. I do a bit of winking. No winking. Having a wink-free innings. Donny B.
Challenging.
Yeah. Now, this is the first time in the Bradman Axeman partnership era that the crowds flock to. This is the first time that Bradman has dominated the partnership.
Oh.
It's all Donny B.
Control.
The Axeman's just...
It's because he's got both his eyes open.
He's like, I should have given you this note years ago. Donny B. Eyes wide open, mate. Yeah. He's like, he's like, I just didn't think it was fair. He's like Wesley in The Princess Bride, where he's fencing with his left hand, and he goes, I am not left-handed. He's like, how come Bradman say, I have got 2 eyes? So yeah, the Bradman is out there, both eyes open, and he reaches 50 in just over an hour, and then in 128 minutes, that's just over 2 hours, he gets his century.
Oh yeah.
And this superb innings
what's his face still there? The other guy?
The Kipper, well, it doesn't say he's out.
Oh, okay. Should be in then?
But the selectors are in the stands going, thank God. Because they're like, we need to pick some people for this. You know, we need some people to start batting well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how are we ever going to select them for Australia? And so most of the English team at this stage are realising that Donny B is a very, very good batsperson.
Yeah. He hasn't been very good recently.
Yeah, but this is all England know.
Oh, true. Yeah.
This is the first time England have seen him. They've gone, he comes out, he bowls, he takes vital wickets, He gets run.
He
He gets
field?
run-outs.
Yeah.
He got to 87 in the first innings,
Yeah,
played
true.
well. Now he's scored a century in the second innings.
Yeah, doing well against England, but can't that.
Well, it's his first time against England.
Oh, first time.
Classic
First time,
Donny
every
B.
time. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is very well within the Donny B spectrum. And so Wally Hammond, who I think is maybe the captain of England, he says most of us realised that here was a batsman.
What?
Young Bradman looked as if he could stay forever. His eyes were wide open and his bat was flowing freely. None of our bowlers could do any more than feed him runs that day. We just came up with a platter. We had sautéed runs. We had broiled runs. We had lightly crumbed runs. We said, sir, what sort of runs would you desire? He took a selection of all the runs until he was full. We offered him a napkin and a nice dry red wine. And that was the end of day 4. That's all written here in the book. That was word for word.
Yeah, I could see you reading.
So look, because they figured he could have basically shut up shop and played to get 60 or 70 runs, a respectable total, but he absolutely turned it on for the crowd. Now also, to answer your question, the Kipper was there as well. He also made 100.
Oh, facts.
With less than an hour to go. The game was dead. That was the end of the game. It was a draw. But Bradman proved himself to be a batter of note.
A draw's still good. I thought they were going to lose.
I mean, England weren't out there to win or lose. They were out there to practice for the real thing.
Fair enough.
So, look, if anyone was a winner, England were the real winner. England were the winner and Donny B was the winner.
Yeah.
And the Axeman is always a winner.
Right, for sure.
The Kipper wins. I mean, simply by telling Donny B to bat with his eyes open, you've got to give that day to the Kipper. That probably changed the course of Australian cricket history.
Yeah, probably.
That one sensible note about how to approach batting. And so because of that innings, Bradman was selected for an Australian 11. Now, again, this is not the Australian team. This is, again, just like a mix of, probables. We're still trying to figure out who we're going to select for the proper team.
Yeah.
So it'll be some old batters, old players who aren't really pushing for selection anymore.
Yeah.
Some young bucks like Donny B. I'm going to probably guess Archie Jackson.
Yeah, he'll be in there.
So he's in the Australian 11, but not the Australian team. But he's knocking on the door. Ooh, he's on the door. He's knocking on the door. I think the door is over the precipice. He's over the precipice. He's found a door.
Yeah.
Just off the precipice. He's like, what's over here on the other side of the precipice?
Is he still on his pedestal though?
Oh yeah, he took his pedestal.
Yeah.
That's the only way he can reach the door.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
He's quite short. So he's selected to play against the MCC on the 16th of November, which was, this game was expected to sort out the problems the Australian selectors had on how to decide on the final 12 for the first test, which was fast approaching. And the touring team rested both Chapman and Wally Hammond. So that's their captain they're giving a rest, aren't they? Captain, hit the beaches, my man. Soak up the sun. You've done enough. So Jack White captained the side. Captain Jack White. Captain Jack.
Captain Jack. Classic.
Yeah. And they've included medium pacer George Geary.
George Washington, I thought you were going to say.
Well, if only. No, it's George Geary.
Classic.
Now the Australian 11 batted first. They lost Richardson for 24 and his fellow South Australian Gordon Harris.
Ramsay?
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay made 19. And then he had to go back he had to cook lunch, to be fair, so he had things to do. The unusual combination of White's slow guile and Larwood's class speed got those first wickets. And then Archie Jackson came in for his third attempt to prove himself, only to be unsettled by Larwood, who got him out for 14. Come on, Archie Jackson.
He's sickly. He's in a bad way.
Yeah. To be fair, he did cough up blood
Yeah.
just before he went out.
But I thought Wait, no, but he was supposed to be better when he was sick. Remember?
Maybe that's what's happened. He's not sick.
Oh, yeah, facts, yeah.
We've had it wrong this whole time.
Yeah.
He was sick when he made 40. He was on crutches, but this time he's like, I feel great, guys. I'm out. I'm ready. Let's go. Out for 14.
Yeah.
And so Bradman comes out at 4 for 101.
That's good.
I mean, it's not the worst score that Australian teams made, but it's not the best. So he's come out.
It is a palindrome.
Yeah.
The 101 bit, not the 4, but.
And he comes out and he makes 58 not out.
Sheesh.
Off a very long time. He's out there for hours. He puts in a defensive innings this time, so he's done.
Who's he with?
He's batting out there. Doesn't really tell me. Andrews? Nah. I can't see.
That's all right.
I could do some research. I think he's out there by himself, is what I can gather. He's like, I don't need anyone.
No.
I'm going to go out there, but I'm going to bat very slowly, but very, assuredly.
Yeah.
For 3 or 4 hours, and see how I go. Now, the tourists had now fielded to him. So he's made 58 not out, as I said. And so the English team have now fielded to him when he's in both attacking and defensive mode. So the first game, he's all attack.
Yeah.
And now this game so far, all defense. And they've been bowling to him for 8 hours all up over the course of these 2 games. Yeah. And he's scored 277 runs against them and only gone out once. And as we said, that ball that got him out, everyone agreed was unplayable and anyone from either side would have gone out to it.
Yeah.
No one could have played it.
Why don't they just keep bowling like that then?
I reckon it was one of those ones where it just hit the ground like it landed on a grasshopper or something and it like squashed the grasshopper and then just rolled along the ground under the bat.
Yeah.
If you can kill a grasshopper, you're going to get someone out.
Yeah.
That's
that's
the unwritten rule of cricket.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll keep that noted.
Yeah. It's a very rare occurrence because grasshoppers don't like cricket pitches.
Oh, but then people would start like breeding grasshoppers and like bringing them to the match.
Yeah, I believe that was the controversy of the 1963 Ashes series.
Makes sense.
Specially bred grasshoppers that brought the Australian team unstuck, and they had to make a formal complaint to the Grasshoppers Union. And so there was an awful lot of specifically bred grasshoppers on the pitch that day. Coincidence? Not having it. Full inquiry. Suffice to say, several leading grasshopper farms were shut down, and the grasshopper industry has never recovered. But you can't be subverting the normal course of a cricket game just because of the effect that grasshoppers have on when they're squashed. But now, look, grasshoppers aside, Bradman is now very much on the tips of the lips of everyone talking about, surely he's going to play for Australia. Look at him go. He's got it all. He's got a full kit bag. His tool belt is full.
So is this the second game against...
this is the second game against England.
And he's not doing bad.
He's not doing bad. I mean, maybe he went defensive to try to stop that the second game blues. Maybe he himself recognised the trend.
I reckon.
And he's like, I've got to mix it up.
Yeah.
Don't go out there and try to score free-flowing Bradman style. Shut shop. Don't give up your wicket. So the Australian 11 made it, they scored 231. Then the MCC English team came out and they batted very evenly to make 357. So they're just having a little flex.
Yeah.
Like Australian 11. More like Australian suck. And then the Australian team comes out to bat again. This time Archie Jackson gets past 50.
Woo!
So look, both of them are pushing their cases. And Bradman out LBW for only 18. So there's a little bit of the old Bradman
classic.
Bradman failure that we know and love. But has he done enough? At the end of the game, the Australian selectors were scratching their heads. Jackson or Bradman? Bradman or Jackson?
Both.
Bradman was in the front for 2 reasons. Here's the 2 reasons that people thought Bradman was the front runner.
Okay.
First, he had performed better against the English so far.
Yeah.
His average was better over the course of the 2 games that they both played. And Bradman, second reason, Bradman had also scored close to 600 first-class runs for the season. So he'd had a better season.
Yep.
And he'd also gone better against... Look, that's two rock-solid reasons why Bradman is leading. But... Oh, and also Archie Jackson's coughing up blood.
Yeah.
And he's on crutches. That also doesn't stand Archie Jackson in good stead. But still, he's only just behind Bradman.
Yeah.
But they're also like weighing up whether to put any young blood in the side because they don't necessarily like putting youth in the Australian team.
Yeah, fair enough.
Until they've cut their teeth for a long time. They've got to serve their apprenticeship. The positive aspect for the selectors was that they had two promising youngsters who sooner or later could clearly make it to the top. Bradman was aware that his youth and inexperience was against him, but he's got his fingers crossed. So they're going to announce the team. The Sydney radio station 2FC said it would announce the Australian team at 9 p.m. Bradman sat by the radio. This is how he's going to find out if he was on the team. He had to sit by the wireless. He was staying at the Pierce's house.
True.
The friend of the travelling salesman that he hooked up with back in the day in Bowral. And he's waiting for the 9 p.m. broadcast, but the announcer comes on and says that the selectors are still deadlocked.
Oh.
Breaking news. The Australian selectors have still yet to make a decision. We'll have further announcements when news comes to hand. So Bradman's like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
He has to play cricket again in the morning.
Yeah.
I've got more things. I've got a full agenda. Can't be up all night listening to the radio.
Unless.
And just as he's settling down to sleep, he hears the announcer come back on. At last, we can tell you the composition of the Australian Test side to play the MCC at Brisbane on the 30th of November. The players in alphabetical order are D. G. Bradman, J. M. Gregory, and on it goes.
Yeah. First one to be announced.
Alphabetical order.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
I know. Bradman didn't get out of bed to accept congratulations from the Pierces, who were more excited than he was. He simply shut his eyes. Because to be fair, he'd had his eyes wide open the whole time. His eyes were watering, irritated.
Never blinked once.
Kipper never told him to shut his eyes again.
No, yeah.
He's like, I can probably shut them when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
So he he shuts his eyes and he goes to sleep. Because to him, this was not a dream. It was the fulfillment of an ambitious goal. Nevertheless, one he believed he could achieve. So our Donny Bradman. At
what
the
about
end of this
Archie
episode,
Jackson?
has finally... I know, it doesn't say, because in here it only gets to Grimmett. I'm going to say that Archie Jackson did not get selected, but I could be wrong.
Get it, B?
So we've made it. At the end of episode 23 of season 3 of Yonks Ago, Donny Bradman has been selected for Australia. For the first time, he got selected because for the first time, he did not fail his second attempt at playing at a certain level of cricket. So hats off, Donny B.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, hey, anyone can get on the Australian team, but what are you going to do with it? Hey, what are you going to do with it? Beautiful. So look, that is the end. Look, I went a little bit longer because I knew we were just on the... Like Donny B, we were on the precipice. We were on the pedestus.
Precipice.
And I didn't want to end before we got there. Till we finally got Donny B. Because who knows when we're going to podcast again?
Exactly.
What with our hectic schedules?
Probably like in 2 years.
Yeah. We'll find out more. How'd he go? In his very first Ashes series against the might of the MCC, who I've got to say, look, so far, in the very small sample that we've had of the MCC...
They weren't even trying.
But they've been playing, like they are squashing.
Yeah.
There's everyone they come up against, they're basically swatting them.
You know what they were doing as well?
What?
They were playing with their eyes shut.
Oh, yeah.
Just to try it out. They heard.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah. It's like a flex. Like if you go out there with your eyes shut, the team knows this pretty confident. In their abilities. So yeah, look, but I expect when it comes to the Ashes,
eyes open, man.
At least one eye open.
Yeah.
First test, they might have one. They might be winking a bit.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go well, won't be long. I reckon day 2, if it hasn't gone well, both eyes open.
If it doesn't go well.
So it's good to see. I love to see it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming along, Yonky Doodlers. Let us see how Donny B performs at test level. I'm going to make a prediction. really good in the first test and then terrible. That's my prediction.
Trash.
But we'll see.
In the next episode
Of Yonks Ago.
It's a harmony.
I'm learning.
It wasn't really though.
I'll listen to it again, but this time I'll listen with my ears wide open.
Oh yeah, facts.